Hey, welcome to another episode of 5 Minute Computer Science. My name is Mr. K, and today we're looking at input devices. So yeah, sure, I agree, you probably already know most of these, like your keyboard and your mouse and those kind of things. But today, we want to look at barcodes, your standard barcodes, your QR barcodes, other types of barcodes. We want to be looking at other input devices as well, like an RFID scanner. Passive tags, what do they do? You'll find out. We'll be looking at other types of input devices as well. So let's put 5 minutes on the clock. Let's make it happen.
Alright, so let's talk about barcodes. So of course barcodes have been around since Adam and Eve. However, what you need to understand is how do barcodes work? Well, let's just agree that barcodes are made up of black and white striped lines. No one's ever argued that. And of course they are used to look up information from another PC. So your supermarket won't store the price of a product on the barcode. It stores it in a database, and all that happens is you scan the barcode is then used to generate a number, and that then is used to interrogate a database on a computer somewhere. Alright, however, barcodes have come a long way since the standard ones that we've been familiar with for many years now. What we've got are QR codes, and QR codes are very similar to barcodes except that they use both horizontal and vertical lines to hold data. So you can store a lot more data on a QR code than you could with a standard barcode. So how do we read a barcode? Well, barcodes can be read by lots of different devices, and one of those is a pen type device. This essentially is a pen looking device which uses light, reflection, and it works out what each barcode is. So essentially you could call it a wand, you could call it what you want, but the tip of the pen sends out a light source. The reflection is then measured to see how big or how thick the line was to work out a number. The main thing you need to bear in mind is this bit here. A photodiode generates a waveform that is used to measure the widths of the bars and spaces in the barcodes. Another type of reader is a laser scanner. So you're quite familiar with this in a supermarket. Okay, you can see here the barcode, and it uses exactly the same system as a pen, except that it's in a static form, and it's a little bit more accurate in terms of reading the barcodes. Now we've got another method of using barcodes, which is a camera based reader. Now of course, whereas the old-fashioned barcodes was just really a code, now we can store information in a barcode as well, much more than what we used to be able to do. So you'll notice over here that typically a data matrix could be on a say a cinema ticket, on a flight ticket, or a boarding pass, and it's got information actually encoded in the barcode. So you need some kind of a reader, like a camera with some sophisticated software, to be able to read the code and read the data that's built inside the barcode itself. And that means that we can store so much more than we used to be able to. Now they're all the simple ones, and what you need to bear in mind is that a LED scanner is essentially the easiest way to read these very complicated matrix QR codes. And in this example, you can see we have a typical head which has a light, and that light beam drops itself on top of the QR code, reads the data, and sends the data back. And the key aspect here that you need to be familiar with, whatever happens, is that a voltage pattern identical to the pattern in a barcode is generated, and then that is used to measure the data that's inside the barcode. Alright, let's have a look at the next one. So the next one is a radio frequency ID card. Now this is called RFID tag. You'll be familiar with these on clothing, etc. The big benefit here is, unlike a barcode which requires light and needs a line of sight, meaning the head of the barcode needs to be above the actual barcode to read it, so you need to have the barcode directly underneath the head. RFID scanner doesn't do that. It can just simply take the data from a good length away. 5 meters away, you can pick up the tag. You'll have seen these as little stickers on your Amazon delivery the next time you get it. You might want to pause and read through this. The difference here is it uses radio waves rather than light. So you get two types of RFID tags. You get passive and active. The main difference here is active tags have their own energy source or their own power source, which means that they can send out information regardless of there being a reader nearby, and they can run for quite a long time without the battery dying. Passive tags typically have no power themselves, but use the electromagnetic energy that's produced by a reader. And so you need to be fairly close to read a passive tag. An active tag, from far away, you can pick this information up, and it's typically used to track products, people, apps, cars, whatever you want. I'm going to leave you with this. Have a read of it. Make sure you understand what this diagram is telling you. It's dead easy. Thank you for watching 5 Minute Computer Science.